Hey guys, this is Rocket Road with the Ice Cream Soldiers, coming at you with a little bit of a different video today. We're trying to get some different content on our channel, and I thought today we would discuss one of the cards in version 42. It's a very highly used card that it's quite good. We're gonna kind of discuss when to use it, and why it's good, and its ups and downs. This card in particular is none other than the card that won the community card art contest, Growth Totem. Since we played for this past week, I've seen a lot of people use this card. It's got a pretty good effect for 4,500 gold. That's a good bit of gold, but gain 0.8 power and 15 max health every minute. This effect has no limit, so the potential for this card is pretty insane. It just continues scaling throughout the game. You're going to be constantly gaining more power, more health, infinitely. Now, with the price of this card, you're saying you're probably only be able to put this on like later in the game or anything like that, and that's where the Cultivate comes in. The Cultivate trait is what makes this card actually viable. Gold cost is reduced by 500 with each point purchased, and this is for any attribute point. So even if you purchase, let's say you purchase 9 into agility, you can get this card for free along with another card that costs 9 agility. So basically you're getting 2 cards for the price of 1. That's what really, honestly, I think that's what really makes this card shine, is not just the passive effect, but the Cultivate effect, because if this card actually cost 4,500 on its own, you're just going to be putting way too much into it. You're going to get it too late into game, and then the growth effect isn't really going to come into play. However, we are going to discuss that growth effect and the actual math behind it. I do use this card, especially as I am a jungle main with Crunch, and I use this in combo with Tyrant, and we'll discuss Tyrant in another video. But let's go over the math on this one. So you're gaining 0.8 power, 15 max health every minute. Now, this is really, really good because, one, it just sits there passively. You gain it, you have it permanently as long as you keep the card on. If you do discard this card, you lose all those stacks. Keep that in mind. So think of this almost like a cursed card if you're wanting to keep that stack. This card cannot leave your slot. So let's go behind the math behind this. So what I've come to find is generally between 5 and 7 minutes, I have the attribute points to equip this card. So at that point, I've basically I can get Tyrant and Growth Totem at the same time is generally what happens for me. I'll have that Growth Totem, Tyrant, and the Mother Tree Jungle Key on all at once. Around that time, I'm gaining health and power from both cards. Each minute you're gaining 0.8. So let's say the average match time right now is about 30 minutes. Either, give or take 10 minutes there. So let's just calculate for 30 minutes. Let's say 6 minutes in, you can get this card. So you have 24 minutes left in the game to gain these stats. So if we go 0.8 times 24, that means you're going to gain 19.2 power from this card by the end of the game. And then health-wise, 15 times 24, you're going to get about 360 health. So that's okay. To be honest, you could get some better cards. Like some of the late game cards down here will probably give you better stats. I mean, 22 power, 422 health, or 420 health off of one of the tribe, not to mention the passive that gives you 15 power for each nearby allied hero, so you get into a team fight. If you get your whole team there, I mean, that's 82 power right there. So the Growth Totem is, I've seen a lot of people keep it on throughout the entire game, and it is really good, but I almost feel like this card, and I'm probably going to do this with my decks too, this card is more of a buffer. So it is fantastic to get on as early as you can because you're basically getting it for free with the Cultivate trait. You build for everything else, you build towards something else, you throw this on as a buffer. Now, let's say a match runs an hour, well, then you're doubling those stats, and then yes, this card, maybe even it runs 45, 50 minutes. So let's try that. 0.8 times 45, you're getting 36 power at 45 minutes. Let's see, and then we got 15 times 45, 675 health. So at a certain time limit, it will pay off. So that's kind of your risk you take there. So if you keep it on, if the match looks like it's going to take a while, leave it. Leave it. You're going to gain more after a certain breaking point. If the match looks like it's going to end soon, 20, 30 minutes, trade it out. Get something that's got some more punch, some more power to it. It is a really good card. I also like it for my particular build on Crunch. If you guys have seen my videos, my Red Zone build, this Growth Totem really helps that speed up process, because I'm actually just calculating to get into Red Zone as quickly as possible. I know that I need, with Tyrant, I need 11 into Agility, I need 11 into Health, and I need 8 into Intellect before Red Zone can get on, to have my full build that I usually have, which is Growth Totem, Tyrant, and Red Zone. Growth Totem saves me a lot of attribute points I would normally need and other things to have a third card on. So it's basically a free card. And in that aspect, it's fantastic. So depending on your build, depending on how much time you think you're going to have in your match, keep that in mind with this card. It is a very strong card, but in certain scenarios, it could be better to just, especially late game when you have more attribute points bought and everything, it'd be better to get something like one of the Tribe, or even Thermo Bond, well, Unbroken Spirit, which is now the Thermo Bond. It would be more valuable to you at certain time limits and things like that. But anyway, that's my little short overview about the Growth Totem. Again, card art looks awesome. The guy who made this card art is a fantastic artist, and it's a great card. I use it a lot. Use it on a lot of decks. Please, guys, let me know what you think about this and these guides in the comments below. As always, please like and subscribe so you can keep up with all the relevant content. Soon we're going to be bringing out not just card discussions, but as well builds, so deck builds, especially the Red Zone build. I've been getting a lot of controversial comments back about it. Some people are like, man, that looks awesome. Other people are like, well, that's not viable. So I really want to get that guide out pretty soon, so I can explain how it works, how it's actually viable. Last night I carried and I went 24-3, I think, with the build. Stole their Orb Prime and killed the whole team. Yeah, it is that powerful. So anyway, till next time, just we'll catch you guys later.